This is a Mixto. This is a Mixto that's additive-free. Look at that, Tequila Matchmaker, additive-free. A lot of people have been texting me for the last few months saying, how can a Mixto be additive-free? Because people are seeing this. This is becoming popular in my area. I'm seeing it in liquor stores all over the place. This is the famous El Tequileño Mixto that's been around forever. That is a staple in Mexico. It's like the most popular tequila there. It's inexpensive. The older people have been drinking it for a million years. This is the Mixto that they love and they adore. And it's made pretty well, I have to say. This is the El Tequileño coming out of NOM 1108 in the Valley. I was in Tony's office. Tony Sallier is the master distiller. And he was telling us about the sugar product that's used in this, Pioncillo, which is one of the better ones you can use. Okay, it's brown and it has flavors and it's a raw form of sugarcane. Now, there's no such word as Mixto, and it's not used. Okay, it's a term that we use, okay, to say that the tequila is not 100% agave. This is not 100% agave, okay, but this one happens to be made really well. Unlike Cuervo Gold, Sauza, all that other junk, those are really, I'm going to tell you the difference and why those are actually called, you know, Mixtos that have additives, as we all know, and they're junk, and you have no reason to ever buy those. Okay, especially when 100% agave is so inexpensive as it is, all right, even for this guy. But this is not bad, and I wanted you to know when you see it, it's not the end of the world here. This is great in mixed drinks. I've had it, like I said, at the distillery. I'm going to open up a bottle right here just now. Just bought this on Long Island myself for only $19.99 on Green Lawn the other day, and I want you to know that the reason this can be an additive-free Mixto, and a Mixto is what we call, it's a tequila, when you can have the word tequila, see? If you can have the word tequila on the bottle, it has to be 51% Blue Weber agave, which is the plant that can only be used to make tequila. So a lot of times, a lot of Mixtos are 49% junk, fillers, colorings, all kinds of sugars and, you know, things that are just going to give you a pounding headache like you had when you were in college, and that's why we all hate all that stuff, right? Well, this guy, Tony, makes this one really well. This is 70% Blue Weber agave. So, I mean, in all honesty, that's a lot better than it could be. Now, the reason that this is considered additive-free, all right? I learned this. The reason that you could say that this Mixto is additive-free, and I never knew that a Mixto could be additive-free. I didn't realize that. Something like this, the sugars on all Mixtos are added during fermentation. So all Mixtos have the sugar. That's when it's put in. That's when the filler, the 49%, or in this case, the 30% is added. It's added in the fermentation. And because sugar burns off, the yeast eats all the sugar. Because of that, there's no sugar making it to distillation. So it's considered additive-free because nothing was put in afterwards. Additives are always added at the end, okay? Like during rectification, they call it the process, or before it's bottled, all right? That's when the additives are put in, at the end. So when sugars are put in during fermentation in a thing called like a Mixto, for example, they get burned off, so they're not really, they don't count anymore. So it's still additive-free up to the distillation part. The problem is after distillation, the crappy brands like Cuervo and Sauza, they then add more, you know, additives, colorings and stuff like that, caramel and whatever else they want to add, glycerin. So that's why those are not additive-free. Those are Mixtos that are junk, not additive-free. You never want to buy one of those, okay? And, you know, it's amazing. You can buy real tequila for less money than that. You could buy a Reti Classic for $22.99 at Old Town. But this was only $20, $19 or whatever. Probably cheaper in other places. It's not bad. So I just wanted you to know that that's why this is an additive-free Mixto, if you want to use the term, opposed to the other Mixtos, which are not additive-free. Nothing's added after distillation on this one. That's why. Okay? So, not only did he use the best sugar product you can possibly buy, from what Tony tells me and what I read about, that sugar-based product is, you know, if you got to use one, that's the one to use, all right? The pure sugar cane, all right? So it's raw form and the whole thing, so unrefined and all of that. So that's what he does, and he only has 30% of it. So, and you know what? This doesn't smell bad. Well, the agaves come from Los Altos, even though the distillery is in the valley. That's the way El Tequileño does it, all right? They use an autoclave for the cooking. They use roller milling, okay? And they use open air cement fermentation tanks for this guy. And it's double distilled in all copper pot stills, natural spring water, and there's no additives. But now the Mixto, okay, which is the only one that he makes, and there's not many around anymore anyway. This is the best made one. So this one is mellowed for 14 days in American white oak, all right? I don't know why exactly he does it. I guess you could say that's why there's a slight tint to it, all right? So this is rested in wood for a little while, and it's 70% Blue Weber agave. It's definitely got an herbalness to it and a vegetativeness. Maybe some mint and spice. I have some pepper in there. Pinch of cinnamon. Somewhat fragrant. But yeah, there's definitely something that, you know, this is not going to be on par with the top brands. But almost like maybe a metallic in there. But you know what? It's not bad. The nose is not bad on this. This is how I remember it from being at the distillery. Give it another shot, but there's definitely some sugar in there, sweetness, you know, from the cooked agave. I don't know if so much cooked agave itself, but it's sweet for sure. It's probably coming from the cut, you know, the sugars that are added. It's citrusy. It's got some pepper for sure, black pepper. Almost tastes like a grapefruit, you know. It's definitely got citrus in it, you know. It's earthy. It's really earthy. There's no doubt about it. It's not bad. Listen, it's drinkable. It's sippable. Now, this would be perfect for mixing, you know. No doubt about that one, all right? So I don't know if many of you are aware of this, but this is the one that was used in the famous drink that Don Javier created down in Tequila Town at his bar, okay? It's the El Tequileño Mixto, you know, with the Mexican Coke and everything else. And this is a famous drink, the Patanga. And this is the tequila you're supposed to use with that. This is the one, okay? This is how it all started down in Tequila Town. Very pop. This brand is so thick. It's like the best secret in Mexico, they call it. The old-timers love it. They'll never stop making this. Tony was telling me it's so inexpensive. The people could afford it. They like it. They're used to it. They like the Mixto. There's no doubt about it. On the taste, I got to tell you something. It wasn't bad. I like the nose a little better. Had a little bit of a nicer nose. Listen, this is not bad. This is drinkable. I wanted you to know about it. If you see it in the store, it's all over for some reason. And you know what? For 20 bucks, this is a good mixer, and you can sip it. I'm enjoying this. I give it an 83. You know, it's nice and sweet now. It's really coming out. You know, the grassiness. Got a nice sweet, like a pineapple in the finish. I would have no problem drinking this. I really wouldn't. This is El Tequileño. This is the famous Mixto that they make. They know what they're doing. They do a good job with this. And I got to be honest with you, this is better than almost all the celebrity tequilas I've ever had. This is better than a lot of 100% agave tequilas. So don't sell it short. You run into this. It's not bad for 20 bucks. Definitely good for mixing. I think you could sip it. You might want to experience it. This is the best Mixto you can find, okay, on the market. And it's made well. And it's unique and it's different and it's additive free. And now you know why. So this is Lou Agave from Long Island Lou Tequila. Salud.